What's up guys, Ashtinho Plays here and welcome back to the FIFA 16 Sheffield United Career Mode, and today we have episode 5 of season 3 and the last episode for this week. And we have another 3 games as always. This time it is against Man City at home, Man United away and Stoke City at home. So yeah, let's get straight into the first game against Man City. Now I have the squad here, which is in fact exactly the same as the team we've been using for all of our wins so far this season. So we're going to go for consistency once again. So yeah, a very tough game against big spenders Manchester City. Their squad is far more expensive and valuable than ours, but at the end of the day, can they perform well enough out on the pitch to beat us, or will we cause another scalp this season? There are plenty of questions to be answered, and they are now going to be answered in this game. Sheffield United against Manchester City. We've played them before and beaten 1-0 away, but that was in the FA Cup last season, so it'll have little bearing on this game. So in the early stages, Manchester City were starting to show dominance, with Delph putting this shot over the bar. So the first attempt of the game went their way. Here we're in their half and Ambrose gets the shot away, but it's a very tame one and Caballero saves. So a dull first half, I guess, and it was 0-0 at the break. So as you can see, other results there, or scores I should say. So we kick off the second half at 0-0 and Man City continued to dominate. That shot actually quite close from De Bruyne. And then here, Manchester City are passing around the back. Declan John intercepts, but seeing as he's not a forward, he's not particularly geared towards what he should do in those situations. He doesn't deal very well with it. And Dicko here has the chance. His shot is blocked and Ambrose there is offside anyways. But here he shows great strength to get away from Mangala. He cuts in, and if only he had just thought about passing it, because we would have surely scored then. And Aaron Tier is racing away. He cuts in, but he feels as though he has to go for the shot. He rushes it, and he doesn't score. But then here, Aaron's passes it to Burns, and by far the best chance of the game. We can't take it. And it ends 0-0, a respectable result against a high-class side. And that it'll do us, a point in that game is a point gained. So now we move on to the trip to Old Trafford against a side that in real life doesn't like scoring, but in this game I've already found out to my demise that it is very different in the FA Cup last season. So yeah, I don't expect this to be a Louis van Gaal style performance from Manchester United. It is going to be the full whack. They are going to be a high quality side with very expensive players, far more expensive than our team. And if we could win at Old Trafford, it would be a huge achievement, our biggest achievement of the season so far arguably. So yeah, we're going to go in hopefully with no fear. We could have beaten Man City last time out. We might just get something at Old Trafford, you never know. But as I say, it is against a team with a lot more than us in terms of monetary value. So we'll be doing well to get anything out of this game. So early on here, Schneiderlin passes it to Pereira and he shoots. It's 1-0 to Manchester United. And already within 21 minutes, they have done more than a Louis van Gaal Manchester United side often do in an entire game, which is score a goal. But, that's just career mode. Can be unrealistic at times. Considering they actually scored 2 goals in the first half. Mata adds a second. I mean, at this point, it is just so unrealistic of the LVG Man United. 2 goals in the first half, when usually they score none in the first half of games. So they were 2 up at half time, and it looked as though the game was only going one way, considering they had plenty of class they could bring on, and they were just generally a very good team. So yeah, Pereira here passes it to Rooney, and he eventually gets it back. He has the shot, unlucky not to score. And then Schneiderlin here passes it to him, he unleashes a shot, and he beats Darlow from that distance. It was a good shot, but questions asked about whether he should have saved it. and it was 3-0. They had most certainly killed us off and returned to the normal Man United style rather than what Louis van Gaal has them doing, but you know. Anyways, we could have got a consolation goal, but Tolisso hits the post here when it would have been easier to score. So we didn't have the greatest of finishing, but here, right at the end, to confound what was a pretty miserable performance, Mahmoud, their new signing, scores to make it 4-0 with a header, and that rounds off a pretty comprehensive display from Manchester United, and they have well beaten us here at Old Trafford with their highly expensive squad. So we were beaten in the end by a team with far more than us, and pretty much they wiped the floor with us. We never really were in the game. A disappointing result, but we've got another game against Stoke, so you know, at home we should be looking to get points in that one. And if we can, we'll be back on track and we'll, you know, be able to kick on. But we do need a return to winning form because we've now gone 3 games without a win since losing our 4-game winning run. So yeah, I changed a few things up here. Wisdom makes his first start since signing. Agard back in the team because Ambrose has struggled to find the net with his finishing in some games, you know, like his finishing hasn't quite been good enough. So he will be brought on as a sub at some stage, but for now we're starting Agard to see if he can bag himself a goal. So we start the game against Stoke with a few changes, but essentially the same core of the side. Can it beat Stoke? Well, hopefully it can, and if it does manage to, that'll be a great result for us. So here Dicko is played in, he cuts in, plays the pass, no one intercepts it, and Agard, first time, smashes that one in. A boring first half, but 10 minutes out from half time, Agard back in the team scores his second Premier League goal of the season. And it's a smart finish to beat the Stoke goalkeeper, not Jack Butland in fact, because teams have a habit of playing their second goalkeepers against us. I don't know why, they just do. But yeah, Stoke here, right at the end of the half, have an attempt and it's beaten away well by Caldalo. So we make it through to 1-0 at half time. And hopefully an opportunity to go on and win the game. So second half kicks off, and at the start of it, Agard races through, cuts in, and that is a foul. That is in fact a penalty as well. So careless defending by Stoke, and a chance for 2-0. Nuar Dicko, can he score? He's had a good penalty conversion rate so far this season. He makes no mistake here with his trademark top right corner penalty, and that makes it 2-0. So we looked as though we were heading towards a good win again in the Premier League. And here Wisdom plays in Tolisso, clean through, no one on him, but it's poor finishing again. But then here from this corner, what is the keeper doing? I don't know, but Wisdom takes advantage, a bit of a deflection. It's his first goal though, because Wisdom does deflect that one on target. And after the goalkeeper comes out, doesn't get anywhere near the ball, our physical presence pays off as we get the third goal for 3-0. So it looked as though we'd pretty much killed them off, but they got a goal back into to get back into the game potentially, even though it was just 2 minutes left. But signs of nerves, as they did in fact score one to make it 3-1.
What a finish this was! Really did put his boot through it to find the left-hand side.
But at the other end, Ambrose plays in Skugel. He gets it back with a superb ball, and one touch finishes it into the bottom right. And Ambrose has got his goal. So it is 4-1. A superb victory in supreme style. And that is what we're all about. Plenty of goals, not really bothering about how many we concede. In this case, we could only concede 1. We score 4. It's a 4-1 victory, convincingly, against Stoke. So, you know, what I'm pleased with is that now we have absolutely no quarrel whatsoever with scoring goals. We can score goals as and when we want, pretty much, because we have bags of pace, we're great at counter-attacking, and that reflects on our position at the moment. 8th place, sorry, underestimating us a little bit. But yeah, 8th place on 18 points after 12 games. great position to be in. Hopefully we can maintain it and, you know, get at least a mid-table finish even, rather than worry about relegation. So as I say, that is it for this week's content in career mode. And if you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys later. Peace out.